In today's video, you're going to get to see one very rare 1973 Chevy Opala. Hello everybody and welcome to Classic Car ChitChat. My name is Kevin. Today you're going to meet a gentleman. His name is Bruno. Bruno owns a 1973 Chevy Opala. This car is extremely rare, especially in North America. These were made for the Brazilian market. Bruno is Brazilian, and one of his requirements, or he told his wife, is if I can't bring my car to Canada, I'm not coming. Luckily, they both came. This car is beautiful, and you'll see why. It has a lovely orange color. It looks like a Chevy Nova. This car and the body style is actually sold throughout the world. In Australia, it's known as the Holden Monero. It is absolutely beautiful. You have to see this car. So without further ado, let's hop in, let's go for a drive, and let's check out this very rare 1973 Chevy Opala. Carlos, rev the engine, sir. Beautiful. Can you honk the horn? Awesome.
There you go.
Switch it off and come on out. Bruno.
Yes.
This is one unique car. Tell me what you've got here.
Well, what we're looking at here is a 1973 Chevrolet Opala from Brazil. These cars were never produced in North America, so I've imported from Brazil. Basically, what you're talking about...
Sorry, you had it imported from Brazil?
Yes, I
Good
imported from Brazil 4 years ago when my family and I moved to Canada. I had this car in Brazil and I couldn't leave it behind.
Oh my God, what a beautiful story.
Yes. I remember even telling my wife we are only going to Canada if I can take the car. If not, we're not moving to Canada.
So that was the criteria, hey?
That was definitely the final criteria. And basically this car is a Opel Rekord Body that the Brazilian General Motors used. Back in the mid-60s, the idea was to bring a car that would be economical. So the first idea was to bring the Chevy Nova to Brazil. But the Brazilian General Motors ended up finding this body, which was lighter than the Chevy Nova. So what they did is that they used this body, which was a little lighter, and put the Chevy Nova engines on it, the inline 4 153 and the inline 6 250.
Okay.
So this way...
So only two engine options?
Yes,
okay.
It's only two engine options. I know that nowadays, people in Brazil, a lot of people are doing V8 conversions on these cars.
It's tempting, isn't it?
It is, it is. Like the 350 fits really well on the coffin. But it was never factory made V8. I know the same body was used in Australia, which is called the Holden Monero.
Oh, perfect. I was going to ask you about that. Because
Yes.
it's General Motors own that too.
Yes.
But under the name of Holden.
Holden, exactly. And in Australia, they put the V8 350 on them.
Really?
Yeah.
So they had the option there, hey?
Yeah, they did.
Man. So how long did you have the car in Brazil before you brought it to Canada?
I bought this car in 2016 and moved to Canada in 2019. So this car's been with me 3 years in Brazil and now 4 in Canada. So it's been longer in Canada than in Brazil with me.
That's incredible.
Yes.
But why this particular car? What drew you to this machine?
Well, I think it goes back to my childhood. I was born in the 70s, and being a kid in the late 70s, early 80s, this was like, if you're the big guy on town, this is what you would have.
This is what you drive.
Yeah, this is what you would drive.
It's what the cool kids drive, right?
Exactly. My family, we never had a chance to have one of those. But you know, you grow up, you get older, and it comes a time when you want to make your dreams come true. So it's like, you know, the Opala, that's going to be something that I've never had as a child. I'm going to have it as a grown-up.
Good for you.
So I went for it.
I think that's fantastic, though, that you had the chance to get something like this, a car of your dreams, and to bring her over here. This color, is it the same orange you'd see on the North American cars as well? Like, is it a different orange color? Do you know?
I'm not sure. I know this is called the Solar Orange, which was made for the 1972 and 73 Opalas. But I'm not sure if it matches another orange here in North America. I'd say probably there's something pretty close to
They're
it.
very similar looking. Like,
Yes.
I've seen a few.
Yes.
And you think the Chevy would have a sort of standard or similar,
Probably.
similar looking color?
Yes.
Incredible.
Or maybe just you have something which is identical, but then the names are different to,
Yes.
you know, match different markets. Back then, the markets were not global as they are today, right? Each one would have their unique features.
You know what else is really cool, Bruno, is just even the way the tail lights are. So unique and different how it kind of is part of the design. It's
Yeah.
not just stuck on the back, it's just really, really cool.
Yeah.
And your gas cap is right there. It's not even hidden away. It's in
Yep.
public.
Yep.
Amazing. Now these rims are tiny, 14 inch? 15?
They have 14. Yeah.
14. Wow. Same as mine.
Yeah. It's the 195 70 R14.
14s, yes.
So it's exactly the standard, the factory dimensions.
Oh, she's gorgeous though. And such a rare car. How many of these do you think that were made in Brazil actually are now in Canada?
I know that in Brazil, these cars were produced from 1968 to 1992. Of course, the late 80s and 90s versions would look very different for these,
Right.
though using the same body but with a lot of facelift on it.
Okay.
But from these years, from 68 to 92, they were produced exactly 1 million
1
Opalas.
million, okay.
Yes, and also it's Opalas and the Caravans, which are the Opala station wagons.
Right.
Both of them together was produced 1 million. So when they reached the 1 million mark, which is big for the Brazilian market back
Yes.
then,
Yeah.
General Motors just stopped the production, and so it was 1 million. And here in Canada, I believe I did some research, and I think so far.
Yes,
That's a noise,
we
right?
know you can go fast. Okay. Sometimes it's good to go slow and in style, right?
Yeah.
So there you go.
That's true.
Okay.
So I did some research with Service Ontario when I brought this car, and it seemed that back then it was the only one in Canada.
Wow.
I know that some Brazilians have imported some to the United States.
Yes.
There's even an Opala in Portugal, a friend of mine that has imported one to Portugal. But I think in Canada, this might be one of one in Canada.
Excellent. That
Yes.
is so cool. The fact that it is so unique and rare. When you bring a car over from Brazil, is it difficult to get it licensed here in Ontario, or do they accept it because it's more or less meets the specifications?
It's an interesting question. If the car is older than 30 years, you shouldn't have a problem with it.
Okay.
You import it, and of course you have to go to the same kind of inspections that a regular car would go through. So they
Right.
check like if there's leaks or any problem, any
Yes.
faulty, the lights and everything. So it was basically the same inspection. You gotta have insurance, of course, like any car in Ontario. I would say that the only problem is it's costly. It costs a lot of money
To do it, yeah.
Yes, so you
Okay.
gotta put it in a container and ship it. This car took almost 4 months from Brazil to Canada, so it was the longest 4 months in my life.
I bet. Every day you're thinking, okay, where's it now? Is it here yet? But,
Yes.
oh my gosh.
Yes, I was tracking this car like daily to
I
see where it
bet.
was. So it took this long. But once it got here, it wasn't really hard at all. I know that if you import a new car, it's the opposite. It's almost impossible to get it licensed.
Challenging, yes.
But once that this is old, it's not really that difficult.
So this car, when you got it first in Brazil, was it like more or less original, or did you add things to it?
Well, I did, because my project for this car was to keep the look as original as possible.
Okay.
But I wanted to do some upgrades to make it nicer and easier to drive.
Right.
So the first thing that I got rid of was the carburetor.
Oh.
I put an electronic fuel injection on it.
Can we take a look at the engine?
Sure. Yeah, we're gonna see that.
Okay.
Let me go ahead.
So you made some mechanical changes just to make it a little bit easier to drive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Let me. There you go.
Okay.
So that's the inline 4.
It's hard to imagine something this size has a 4-cylinder engine.
It is, yes. But I think it comes to the idea that the Brazilian gas was never cheap in Brazil as it was in North America in the 60s and the 70s.
True.
Just to give you one idea, Ford started producing the Mavericks in Brazil. And when they put the V8 engines on it, it was a disaster. Everyone's like, it's a great car, but it's too costly to run. So it was, sales-wise, it was just a disaster. So
how many liters is this engine?
This is 2.5 liters.
2.5, amazing.
Yes. So, and you can see, for example, the throttle body of the fuel injection.
Yes.
I just hid it under this air panel in there, so you can't really see, because to have the same idea, like original look, but modernized.
Yes.
This
This radiator is again original?
The radiator is original.
And it's enough to cool this car?
It is.
Okay.
Though the Opalas are known for having some heating problems.
Heating issues, yeah.
Yes.
Just like my MG. Like I think it struggles because I don't think it was ever designed for this kind of temperature.
That's true.
English weather, you get 24 degrees and it's hot.
Yeah.
Now we get 34 here,
Yeah.
so it's a big difference.
And for the kind of traffic as well, right? Back then the traffic was not as heavy as it is today. But for that, I did an upgrade too. I put this expansion reservoir in here, which helps a little bit.
Right.
So it's another upgrade that I've done. This car comes with the air conditioning from factory, but this one was not. So I added, so you got the AC compressor there as well.
You did all this work here or back in Brazil before you brought her over?
This I did, the expansion I did here in Canada.
Right.
The compressor was in Brazil.
Okay.
The electronic fuel injection was here too.
Right.
So I also changed the coil to put one which matches better with the fuel injection and the ignition box. So I changed it all together.
Yes.
So that's a job that I did here, because it was like, imagine running a carburetor on cold Canadian temperatures.
No way. You don't drive this in the winter.
I don't, but
you store her.
But even so, the good thing is, today this car was like 2 weeks that I hadn't driven or turned it on.
Right.
With a carburetor, I probably have to pour some gas on the top of the carburetor. Today I just hit the engine, you hit the gas and
off it goes.
And it goes, with no problem.
It's funny, even in warm weather, I still have to use the choke on my MG.
Right.
Right? Because you just need that little extra gas.
Yeah, you need an extra push. So this here, after you put the EFI, it works smooth. The idling, it's really smooth. It's much better than it was with the carburetor. It runs more kilometers per liter as well. So I did some tests and I got like about 15-20% of economy.
So there you go. It's money well spent, especially with the price of gas these days. Every penny counts.
Yes.
How much space in the trunk, Bruno?
Let us go there and check it.
Oh my gosh, it's actually not bad.
No, it's not bad at all.
Quite large.
Yeah.
An original spare tire? Full size, definitely.
Yeah, it's the same size, but it's not the original one. Yeah.
I love how the fuel tank is literally just connected right there.
Yeah.
And it goes straight underneath. Beautiful.
That's interesting, isn't it?
May I see inside?
Sure. Let's go for it.
That's okay. So all original here. The dash, this is the way the car was made.
The dashes everything is original. What I did change is that the gauges in there, they have exactly the same design as they used to, but now they're electronic.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Very clever.
So there was this company in Brazil that they do exactly the same design, but it's electronic, so it's much more accurate.
I love the fact, Bruno, how even your gear shifter is slightly to the left. Not even in the center. Like, it's interesting how they've done it. And your handbrake is here,
Yeah,
not on the side either there.
yeah.
Very. This radio is.
It's factory original. It works.
No way.
Yeah,
Oh
it
my
works.
God. Fantastic.
Yeah.
And the seats are really quite comfortable.
Yeah.
I love the fact also you have the wind down windows,
Yep.
right?
And they don't have.
Who needs to power anything, right? So
Yep.
this is the way it was.
And I like the idea they don't have the middle column here, so really.
Have a little nap in there if you wanted to.
Yeah.
What is the significance of this?
This was the first car club in Brazil.
Oh, so you became a member there?
Yeah, I was a
Good for
member
you.
there.
How do you say that? Antigos?
Antigos, yes.
Antigos, very
yes.
nice.
So carros, which is cars.
Yeah.
Antigos is antique.
Right.
And Carajás is the place. So
Fantastic.
there'll be like vintage cars of Carajás.
Including lots of Volkswagen too. Probably.
Yeah,
Yes?
Beetles are huge in
Fantastic.
Brazil.
Oh, I love it.
So this was redone in 2018. All the interior was redone, but I put exactly in the same look and the same material,
I love it.
which was firstly designed by General Motors. If you check under the steering column, there's a motor there, which is for the electric power engine. And the reason I have that there is that
Sorry, what does it do? Controls what?
It's power engine, because this car used to have the factory original hydraulic power engine.
Engine or steering?
I'm sorry, steering.
Oh, okay.
My bad.
All right, that's fine. Okay, so that's the drive for the power steering.
Yes.
And they put it there.
Well, I did actually.
Oh, you put it there. Okay.
What happened is that on my first year, my power steering pump started to leak. It was leaking bad.
Okay.
And there was nothing available in here.
Right.
And to adapt another one would be a bit complicated. So I start doing some research, like what about electric power steering?
Yeah.
And it turned out that it's easier than I thought. So I ended up, cutting some parts here and there.
You made this work?
Yes, and then I
Good
made
for
it
you.
work. Yeah.
So are you a mechanic or you just inclined that way? You just like?
I have a diploma in mechanical engineering
Good
in
for
Brazil.
you.
So
What is this switch there? The big
This is
red
for
button.
the blinkers.
Oh wow! They
Yeah.
make that nice and big and loud.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Can
In-
we go for a little drive?
Sure, we'll go for. There's also one more thing
Yes,
that I'd
go
like to
for it.
show you on the other side.
Yes.
You can sit on the driver's seat, and I show on the passenger seat. What is it?
Okay.
That is also a customization that I've done.
You know what? Actually, with that open, it looks so different now.
Yep.
Suddenly, very convertible like it.
Yeah.
So there's no panel there at all, right?
Nope. No B column, as they say.
That's fantastic. It does look nice and sharp.
But the interesting thing is, the Opala has the 4-door version. The 4-door, you'd have a middle column in
would
there,
have
but
the
the
B
coupe
column.
version, no.
You know what else is always cool about the design of this car? Is this line.
Yeah.
Just the way this line just slopes is just
Yeah.
beautifully done.
And I think it's got, for example, if it was an American design, probably you'd have a bit more
A
aggressive.
bit more aggressiveness, yes.
Yeah, but as it's European, it's, smoother.
So basically, are you saying Americans are more aggressive than Europeans?
Well, in the muscle
We can
car
get
era,
trouble
that's
into
for
that,
sure.
yeah.
In the model car era, that's for sure.
No, but you know what? It's interesting
muscle
because
car.
even the Capris in England had a softer line than the Mustangs did here.
Yep.
And they're very similar
Yep.
looking cars as
Yep.
well. But this is lovely.
So originally, the evaporator unit of this car would come under here. But I don't think it's very nice because when the passengers coming in or out of the car, they kind of hit their knees on the evaporator
Really? It was
unit.
hanging that low?
Yeah, it was hanging in here.
Oh my gosh.
So what I did, I put the evaporator inside here, and with the hoses connecting to this air outings that you have it in here.
Bruno. That is incredible engineering right there. That is fantastic.
Well, that's the good thing about having these old cars. Cars
Yes.
of today you can't do anything.
No,
but
it's very
These
difficult.
cars you can customize. You can do a lot of things. So this was actually the first thing I've done in this car. This was back in Brazil too, and I liked it
Who
very
would
much.
have guessed, right? I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, and when you close it in here,
Nobody knows.
you see like there's nothing. It's all clean,
Yes.
right? Yes.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I like how you've got a cover here on your console,
Yeah.
right?
This
There's
is
a little handle.
Yeah, just a little handle
Lovely.
in there where you can put some little. And for me now, it's very important. Once that I don't have my glove box in here
yes.
anymore, so
You got to put your wallet and things
wallet
somewhere.
and keys, they all go
Yeah.
in there.
Oh, beautiful.
So
Okay, let's go for a little drive. Okay, I
Sure.
just need to sync the audio. Okay.
Okay.
That is good, but I'll capture that afterwards. I love how that happens though.
Oh, that's a little whining from the belt. Oh, that's okay.
Is she getting dry?
Yeah, maybe I should put the.
Maybe just getting old, just like me.
Yeah.
The little whining.
Yeah, well, I'll just rub some candle on it and it.
Is that what you use? Candle
Yeah.
wax?
Yeah,
Okay,
put
so
some
we're going to
candle.
go there and turn right.
Put some candle and it works fine for like months.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Or, well, what I do, I check for alignment too. If it's aligned and how tight it is. But once you check that,
And you do all this work in your garage at home?
yes, I do.
Nice.
So when I first moved in here, it was hard because we were living in a little apartment downtown
Yes.
Toronto. So I couldn't really do much.
Yeah.
But then we moved to Mississauga. I was living close to here actually.
Okay.
And now we're in Burlington. And I really moved because like I really want a garage, a space that I can do stuff, you know.
So we'll turn right here. Now I noticed, I didn't even hook mine on, and I should have, but it only has lap belts. Eh?
Yes, just
it
lap
never
belts.
came with the shoulder straps.
Yeah, if you get the, like I think somewhere in the mid 80s they start putting the
Oh,
3
later
point,
on.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But in the 70s, this is what you get. Which was, I think, the regulations back then. They just all you needed was just a lap belt. So
True. Same as the MG. Originally, the 70s, they just had the lap belt. I actually installed the shoulder because it just felt better.
right.
And no overdrive in this, hey?
No overdrive.
Or no fifth gear.
No,
Just
no. Again, the 80s and 90s version of the car, they would have the fifth gear, but not in 73.
You know what? There's something really special about this car.
Tell me.
I'm gonna turn right in here. I can see in your face, Bruno, it makes you smile every time you get behind this
Oh,
car.
it does. Yes, definitely. You know, I know that a lot of people, they want to put like big engines on it and go crazy and wild on street. But for me, I feel like I'm a guardian. This car is the only one in Canada, so I really
wanna
have
take
to.
care.
I want to take care of it, keep it healthy. You know.
Yes.
So like for me, like the slower the better. You know.
Right.
You just go, you enjoy the ride, and you get
I'm
to see
with
the
you.
people's look when they look at the
Yes.
car. So
I'm with you. You know what? Sometimes you just get that little extra look, and it's like, you know what? That's worth it. It's just priceless to
Yeah.
see that.
yeah, that's the way it is, definitely. So.
I love
really-
the fact that it's all original. Like even the cigarette lighter there, priceless.
Yeah. And
I've seen a few things over the years.
And it's still working. Like
Oh,
all
even
of this
better.
work, like the radio. See if you. It works.
Good.
I mean, it's got the old whining of the
Yes.
the radios.
The crackly noise, right?
Yes.
You pay extra for that. Oh my God. Just lovely.
One thing that I'm still trying to improve on this car, when I put the electronic fuel injection on it,
Yes.
the spring, which like it's connected to the gas, it's kind of hard, holly. I think maybe because they're more for sports cars, so they're kind of hard. That
Like-
bothers me a little bit.
Like the tension on the spring.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's a bit too much. I really like if you have like a soft pedal. So
Yes,
this
yeah.
year's like more the sporty look. So you have to really,
They give it a bit more.
yeah. I even
yeah.
I even put like an extension to make like a more leverage. So it makes like it got a little better, but still not the way I
Got
want it.
Yes.
Alright.
No power brakes though.
No power brakes.
Yeah. See, that's the other thing. With an old car like this, you got to plan ahead. You got to slow down well ahead of time. None of this like modern day cars.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
So-
Beautiful.
But as you see, very comfortable to drive, very reliable.
Even the seats are nice and firm and very
you.
comfortable.
Yeah.
Very good. The roof liner or the liner on the top there again, original.
No, this was replaced.
Oh, okay.
It looks like the original one, but it was replaced. And actually, because the previous owner changed,
Oh, I
they
see.
made a mistake because it's supposed to be white, not black. So,
Really?
yeah, this is white.
That would have looked really sharp actually in a white finish, because you don't expect it to be white.
Yeah,
right?
just the top
Just
white,
the top,
and then all the
everything
rest
else
is black. Yeah,
Interesting.
maybe that's why he changed it. He wanted to make it all
Make it
black.
matching.
It matches better actually.
All right, Bruno. What do I say? Thank you. Thank you for coming out to Mississauga to meet with me today, and checking out also the car show over there at the Malta Club, which was like a 2-for-1 right there.
Right.
But thank you for your time and explaining this extraordinary and very rare car all the way from Brazil.
Well, thank you for having me. It was a pleasure coming in here to talk to you, explain a little bit of the car, and also get the chance to see the other cars in the meeting.
Fantastic.
Thank you. It was great.
Thank you. Okay. So